The drive is pretty long. It's pretty loud, and
Candyce is gonna talk to Fox. All right, so
Yours in the same car.
basic
right?
deduction. What?
Y'all in the same car. I'm not with you.
Yeah, I know.
So basic deduction. Victor killed this guy's friend. I assume because Manar died, which means he probably knows that Milo killed Manar, which means he's almost absolutely going to die. So what's our escape plan when things inevitably go to shit? Because, like, we need one. Because it's just going to.
I have an idea.
Okay.
That's all. That's as far as I got.
You want to share?
Can my forge... How far away are you? Is your car away from my car? How close are you driving?
I don't think Candyce wants to raise her voice in case the big boy... Because on the slim chance that he doesn't know that Manar is dead, I don't want to be the one who drops that information.
He's a warden. He's probably like, she's just like, I do things for the family. Like, just meta note, I guess.
But also, less than a day has passed. Information doesn't travel that fast, or we don't know. There might be steam relays that send information, but like...
Yeah, it's,
I'm not going to make that wager.
So are you... I'd be able to look in my rearview mirror or whatever, just look behind me. How close are you behind me? Like, just driving, how close are you telling me? Are you, like, 10 feet away, or are you 30, 50?
I think we're all just in a line.
In a line? Can I speak Forge Walker to her machine?
You can.
Is there any Steam Shell components in there?
No.
Can I speak Steam Shell through both cars?
And you just talk Steam with yourself.
Yeah, well, no, can I talk Steam to, Candyce? To the two cars?
No, you could do that. Yeah.
Assuming the warden can't.
Well, I'm gonna take that. Like,
so what do you say?
Start.
Yeah, that y'all two. You already programmed this. Just prepare for what you can. Leave me be if need be. Preferably not just ditch me in the dust without saying something. I mean, goodbye. But I'm just following through for the slim chance that hopefully maybe I can resolve something without having to put a grader on this earth for once. Let's see.
And that's it.
And you see in the distance, you've started to pass through the spires, and you see mountains, actual mountains, start to raise up, and you take a right and veer towards them as something. I don't know if any of you have seen this before. On the horizon are trees.
Of course. Thanks,
Would I have seen those during my time in the Freeland area?
No. There are trees here, and you see it's shocking to see the green, and there's dark brown and red, and there's pink sort of fading in towards the center.
Is it autumn? Like what we know as in this real life is autumn?
Kind of. What we know, yes.
I mean, they're fantasy trees. They can be with a front.
Well, yeah, but like real world equivalent.
You start to burn off through that area, and you hit the ravine through the trees. You're traveling towards them, and you see up ahead in the distance a building come into view. It is based on what you've seen in the past and the splendor and the giant mythosy of huge buildings, it is a house. It's a large, maybe a 2-family house built within the trees.
Can I see, I'll just say this, looking at how the warden shut down, the magic shut down my PK, am I able to discern, quick perception check, the mechanism as to what did that?
You can give me perception on his sword.
A 13.
A 13 combined. It is a solid metal construction. Like the hilt guard and the handle and the blade are all one solid piece of black metal. And it's dulled. Every point is specifically dulled. Like you can see at one point it was actually sharpened, and he has removed the edge to make it dull.
Okay, cool. He's tagging, bag him and tag him. Milo's thinking in his head right now. I'll keep it out loud for the crowd, at least the microphone to hear. Milo's really thinking,
because like there are now mechanisms established that he has not known about that can shut down magic, and he is now postulating as to like, does his sword, is there a property within it that comes from a secret mineral source he has no idea about? Is it have a certain radius and how it reflects with different other metals on his armor? Is this sword something that strikes somebody, disables their magic due to what's in it, or kinetic, does it operate through kinetic energy? Like, he is full scientific, like, math thinking this out right now.
So as someone, just as meta knowledge, as someone, like, you interacted with the sheriff. From what you can tell, at least in that case, and maybe that
feels the same.
It feels the same. It also feels like you haven't really interacted with this new guy very much, but you spent a lot of time in close proximity with the sheriff. It felt like all of your magic-y bits were put to sleep, basically.
Did it feel like teleported away from me?
No.
Or put to sleep? Like, I could,
like they went dormant.
So it's like in a way that kind of
like they're still there, but you can't reach them anymore.
It's like if they were if it's water, they all got frozen.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, they all went dormant.
Oh, that's like, I wonder if this is rooted in quantum entanglement stuff.
So
maybe. I don't know that deep into the lore,
so
but I assume what it is it's like
there's alpha and beta particles, and you can like charge them to be a certain wavelength, and you just uncharge them into a beta, like, a second wavelength.
And this is something that even I don't know about, but I should throw out there as a consideration I've had. The sheriff is not strong enough to do anything other than put them to sleep. But if you have enough of this condensed anti-magic,
I'm gonna say,
you could maybe possibly permanently kill it.
With the sheriff, it was sort of a passive snapping out. When the reverberations hit you, it entered your body, and you could feel parts of yourself shut down.
So for the sheriff, it was like
It was like selecting turn off for your computer. With the reverberations, when the sword started ringing, it's like you unplugged it.
Oh, that's what that is.
It went no more.
Okay, cool. Milo is addressing this great cosmic, like, this is, for once in his life, he's not avoiding
Roll what? Plus
Nothing.
Just
11.
Keep talking.
Okay, nice. A lot of that. Nah, Milo for once is addressing, like, he uses his eloquence and perception and investigative abilities to avoid problems. For once, he's trying to use his personality to solve problems. And so, like, this is an interesting aspect, besides putting a crater or avoiding the problem in general.
And you barely miss running into the back of the other chariot as he stops, and you continue thinking, so you swerve around.
I'm thinking...
And as a fun parallel to an alternate universe, Candyce swerves, stops, and Fox's gun goes flying.
Oh, you shitter!
I don't get that one. That's just y'all's.
So, yeah, you stop, and as you pull through the trees, you see there are a handful of long, square sections of the forest that have been paved out and sort of matted down, and there are wooden poles stuck there, there are mats, there are climbing gyms set all around. So you see all of these training mats, these areas outside. You see, like, and they're being used. You see, like, even a couple swords have been buried in the training dummies.
Is this like Cabin in the Woods? Not Cabin in the Woods movie, but just literally the concept of Cabin in the Woods. Is this what this feels like?
No, this is
Mansion in the Woods.
This is a summer home.
Oh yeah, all right.
And around it are several very traditional training areas. And you pull up and you see the warden dismount and turn his chariot off, and he walks to the what would be the front porch of the house, and there's a man standing there, and you don't recognize him. You see the warden walk towards him.
Mr. Presley.
And the warden stops, he kneels, and he remains there.
Yeah, Mr. Presley.
And you see before you, he is wearing a style of clothing you really haven't seen before. It is a long, almost seamless robe that he's wearing. It is a long seamless robe with no legs and
a cursed snuggie.
and no arms.
I think it's like a G kind of.
Yeah, like a gi, but without arms. There's no
gi.
gi.
Is it gi?
It's a gi.
My life is.
It's a gi, yeah. I know what that's
Damn.
like.
Yeah, I know. It's a gi, but he
I
is holding.
spent my entire life thinking.
You
it was
never
gi.
want inside of martial arts. Okay.
And he has a cane in his hand, and it is a long wooden cane, and also the appearance of trees around you. You're in a forest.
Yeah, no, this is massive.
And
Man,
it is
being in the forest, the wood, in the fucking house,
all of
sex
this
dungeon. The Pricelys love wood.
Yay.
Wait, wasn't Milo trying to collect wood for some reason?
Yeah,
What
no,
was
you're
that
just
about?
surrounded by it now. But
yeah, I've always been fascinated because it's always seemed like something, the concept of wood, and having never seen it before, but something bigger and grand.
Right.
Has always had that weird emotional attachment to his magic. He just has magic, but something bigger beyond him is the source of it. And wood feels like that kind of just material
do
possession.
you get off and approach?
He gets off to the wood.
Right, but you all stopped like 40 feet away from the front of the house. And Warden approached.
I approach 30 feet away from the warden that's kneeling and start standing there, hands behind my back, but I'm not flexed up, tense, staring right ahead as in combat mode. I'm just kind of trying to be casual.
Yeah, Fox he departs, but he stays behind Milo as well.
Candyce is always following Fox's lead.
Yes.
You see the warden, and the warden hasn't moved. He has knelt down, and he has remained as a statue.
Yeah, figured.
But the old man, he's in this long robe, this long armless robe. He has a large wooden cane, two completely circular, impenetrably black glasses. They are almost, you would assume you can't see through them. They're not glass. But he's wearing these two black lenses, and he's no hair on him.
Aww.
But he's got sort of a facial hair sort of leading down almost off of his face.
Damn, so he's got like just the goatee, but long.
But almost just leading just past the jaw.
Okay,
And he
cool.
is watching, one hand on his cane, one hand behind him, and he's just sort of watching you.
I'm here and I beseech you, as to what honor can I do this visit?
It is a strange thing to imagine a face.
Behind the mask.
To imagine what a man looks like that you have heard of in rumors and in deeds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a strange voice that you hear. But it's clear.
Like weird cult leader voice shit.
It
like
is
like
clear
up.
and it is calm, and it does not match the age of this man.
Yeah, cult leader. What? Fuck the voice.
So if you are awaiting an order to approach, I give it.
Oh, yeah, he'd have to yell. I'm not kind of yell, but I'll pull in towards keeping away from the warden by like 20 feet, hitting the left.
20 feet? Bruh.
I'm staying away from that warden. He gives me bad energy. He's ruining my mojo. Eloquence kind of like decreases.
Oh yeah, and as you see him from the back, you see it's out from under the helmet. It is a fucking mane. It goes down past his waist. So I see you've...
Should I get closer, or am I gonna get tackled by warden?
You have met him, I see. I hope he caused no harm to you.
Warden, he didn't give me information to
You see Fox...
You know how he operates, right? He just tells you come with me, that's it. You know how hard it is to place faith in someone like that, especially concerning what we're going to talk about?
Faith.
Yeah.
And he smiles a little bit at that, and you kind of notice his head hasn't turned towards you. He has remained staring directly outward.
Yeah, I see you have a lot of trees. This is...
This is my legacy.
In a weird way, seeing this forest is like seeing the very existence of magic outside of myself itself. I've collected cans and scraps and little cubic centimeters of wood, and just to build things and integrate them. Like PK has several little bits that are made out of wood. Some people have zero function.
A lot.
I do. I am nervous. I'm staring into the eyes.
Faith and sight. They are quite connected, as you must have one if you have not the other.
Yes.
With eyes to see, you need not faith to believe. Without eyes, you must have faith.
Mm-hmm.
I train my eyes here, and he extends a hand out to the warden, and he says, "Yeah." Then the warden rises, and he walks inside, and the old man turns, and he follows him.
Yeah.
Come.
But
We have
I'll walk into like.
things to discuss.
Yeah.
And Fox, at this point, has approached and is following at the shoulder of Milo.
I like to compliment this music taste right now because this is exactly like Milo's energy right now.
Bro,
this feels like
this is pre-Milo. This is the first time we met Victor.
What? No.
wild too, yeah.
This feels like walking into like the weight room and you're just talking to like some angel or some shit, but it's like a modernized human, just a guy in a suit, but it's an angel. And you can tell that sort of energy.
So just real quick, war question.
Right.
Are wardens like a standardized thing among all of the families?
Each quarter of the empire has.
So what's the Strauss warden? Is that Fox?
Yeah, actually.
And
Fox is a
I
warden?
guess Candyce is training to be the next.
There's a warden, and then under them there are lawbringers.
Are wardens just a one? This is the family's one.
This is the warden for that like 25% of the country. They run basically as the lawbringer. Yeah.
One warden.
Yes.
I'm so glad I didn't fight him.
Yeah,
Milo is seriously like Milo's really close to going into bad habits. It's just, damn, this is a lot.
Yeah, and you approach the house, and it is built out of wood and stone. It is built, and I think without a check, this house is ancient. Ancient in a way that you haven't seen before. This is a family's house.
I ask of you, can you let me know how trees are born?
They, when growing old and, when dying, they release their fruit, their reason for growing. They release it and it falls, and its purpose too is to die. And when it does, it releases a seed. It is a tiny thing. It is incomparable to the tree, but it seeps into the dirt and it begins to grow.
So Milo is Milo's slowly about to cry a little bit. It's like that's kind of what's going on.
And they you walk to the front door. There are large wooden doors, and you see the warden reach up.
So you're telling me that trees don't just fall from the skies above?
No, they
come from here as well?
They must be born unto death, and from the soil they must grow for countless years, generations. This forest is my legacy. These trees have seen my father and his father and their fathers long before this house was even built. They have provided this house.
So are you telling me that in this planet we have hope?
In this small corner, life, yes, breathes. Enter. And he turns. And also, once more, his head has remained fixed in a general direction, but he gestures towards all of you. And then you see the entrance to this house it's a large parlor with a table set in the center, and there are some heirlooms hung around the walls, and there are...
Milo's hanging at the door a little bit just before the guy walks in. Are you telling me that eventually every man, woman, and child may be able to live in a place with trees? Maybe me.
In corduta valentai iando. From the deaths of our fathers, the fruit of new life begins.
Yeah.
And he enters as well, and you see he is following Warden.
Hopefully I'll be able to see that.
Do you want to make a perception check real quick? Both of you.
Alright, well, here's flat Candyce.
As we all knew.
And then what's a D4, right?
D4.
That's another 17.
17. You
Oh wait, no, hold on. Sorry. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Number 17. Yeah.
You notice. You would be able
Milo
to
has
notice.
disadvantage on perception checks right now.
Why?
Milo's pondering and thinking right now.
Roll again then. Disadvantage.
I mean, you can just optionally fail if you want to.
He doesn't fail, but he's
What is it?
13.
He's
13.
struggling
Oh,
to
it's 13.
observe.
You notice that the old man's footsteps are exactly matched to the warden's as he follows behind him. Like exactly where the warden walks, the old man follows.
Can I have like a quick insight? Is the warden like cerebrally connected like I am with PK? Can I have like just maybe shot in the dark?
You know what? No. You notice that the warden's boots have what you would call spurs, but little points at the edges of his boots that one by one go whenever his foot touches the ground.
The old man
And-
has that?
No, the warden.
Okay.
So his boots touch the ground and go,
Oh.
and you see the old man sit, and it's a low table. There are cushions set out for you. You see the old man. He sits. He puts out an arm, and the warden guides him to the edge of the table, and he sits down. Sit.
Sit down as well.
You all may sit now. And you do,
Mhm.
I assume.
Yeah.
You'll take your places. On the table there is just a vase with a lid, and that is on the center of the table.
Who is this?
You are perceptive.
I figured.
We could not actually recover a body. I assume that was mostly your intention.
No, I wasn't.
No body, no crime.
At that moment, the intention was live.
Et corpus it do.
There's always a crime with the heart, I'm finding. I guess there's a little lawbringer like Warden here in every little man, woman, and child.
And he reaches out a hand, searches for a second, and Warden helps him find the vase. There is a certain unfortunate tragedy in certain things, and I find it almost ironic. Her favorite form of art was tragedy. She would visit the shows in every city she could. Her favorite was The Sailor.
Yes.
You are familiar with it?
I talked to her about it.
Did she tell you her favorite part?
We had a good conversation about how the people like to put themselves in the play and how she thinks of herself as one of the tertiary characters, not of the main story. I don't know if I misheard that or not.
The end.
Yeah.
The ending was her favorite part.
Yeah, I remember that.
After I lost my eyes, I lost interest in the stage plays, but I would listen to her talk for hours about the latest one she saw, what she liked, what fell short of her artistic standard. What did she say about this rendition of The Sailor?
Well, at that moment, when she talks to you about these, there was a day that she left to meet me, right? What? When that little later, traveling down all the wastes and hitting the Grand Theatre Opera, she sits there, just a woman, old, pretty, only other person inside of our seats. We took the balcony, the stage below us, and the crowds, a little distant, but very much different from the heart. And this play, I was thinking, trying to, as anyone would, the greater theme of it and the tragedy. And now the sailor seeks out to find fortune for this woman, but the woman turns around and chooses another man because the man she was originally interested in has denied himself and thus her. And that's what the ending she likes.
It is a story of greed.
Yeah.
It was a story of the arm's reach falling short of the hand.
Yeah.
Victor was a bastard. He was born out of any conventional sort of relationship.
Victor isn't your kid?
When I was a younger man, I lived among the lower cities, and, well, I had him, and his mother left us. And then, when the war struck, it took my eyes, and it, well, took a few more things, but we found our work here. I was delegated to tutor the young heir to the princely name, Minar.
Yeah.
After then, it's quite a common story, but Victor never accepted his place. He could never belong here. He wanted nothing more than to be what I was, to be a war fighter, to be a hero of legend. That's what he craved, and
That's why he had people taxidermied up in his ceiling, right? Took people and filled them with whatever the fuck and had them dancing in metal and glass containers as to look behind the spoils of war.
he fought so many battles in the war. He never quite found what he was looking for because it wasn't out in those sands. It was something that Minar refused to give him. It was her respect. It was her admiration, and that drove him away from us.
Who was Menard to Victor?
She was a mark of what he could never achieve. And so he struck her from the heavens. He brought her down.
Asa? Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, it's quite fine. You should understand.
I'm starting to.
Damn, Regalia and Victor are really just two sides of the same coin, huh?
Victor sent out to surpass her, and the only way he could do this was to bring her down to the lowest point, to remove her. And so he set out to draw in the perfect tool for the job.
Jeremiah? Or me? Who?
He went to the governor, as you would refer to him. I will not grace him with such a title. He is nothing more
Not a wolf
Then-
in sheep's clothing who picks people of interest off the streets? Sure.
a warlord. He has
Good.
been nothing more than a murderer since both wars. And he showed Victor what he could accomplish. And Victor readily agreed. He set to draw in a tool for the job, someone of high enough standard that Minar would take notice. He stole himself a relic and sent out bait. He sent out an invitation to draw in who he would assume capable enough to cause a stir. I feel a certain amount of pity for her, the Strauss child. She was no more than a player in this, as much as we all were. So then, Victor set out to draw in his bait. He knew the moment he was set upon by another family, this would draw in Minar from her high perch down to where he could hurt her. And such a plan worked. Obviously, she would come to remedy the situation. She would come to the aid of the princely name. And she fell into his trap.
The Minar? So were you telling me Victor led Minar to that orchestra?
She led her to you.
And You know that there's this revolving mechanism of 3 other families. And me touching the other families in an intimate way cause the other families to look at me as well. What's to say I'm not being controlled by one of the other 3? Not to
Candace
say.
just coughs, like just making their presence known.
Right.
Not in the way that you can snuff me out like a candle, 'cause hell, the house might have a bomb in it. The sky may thunder down, lightning might kill me, or the tree might choke my very neck. I don't know what trees do. So much greater than me and all that. It's hell, I thought they fell from the sky and just graced and met with the land and chose to embed and give life to it.
I wanted you to be present when we buried her,
Yeah.
or at least buried her memory. And I wanted you to be present for, and he turns and he lifts an arm and the warden leaves the room. I wanted you to be present for something else as well. And above all, I wanted you to understand that this is above all of us.
Am I going to be sent like a dead man walking with feet like he's alive? Or
I
just
do not believe the powers of hell below, or the powers of whatever regent may reign above this world could lid the destruction and the death that you bring with you. So I will not attempt to stand in the way of that destruction. I simply want you to understand. And the warden re-enters the room, and he's pulling something with him, a large, like a wardrobe-shaped object. And he pulls it back and turns it around on a crate. And
This is the first elevator. All the elevators
God.
were born from this elevator.
So what? Pick me up, dog.
you see, it is what you would assume sort of a mobile operating table. You see, there's someone strapped to it. The moment they're turned around, they start violently thrashing, but they are restrained hand and foot and limb and face, and they have a like a leather gag to stop them from, you assume, biting. It is Victor. And you see
I figured.
planted in both sides of his neck are small but intricately made metal cylinders that are, and you see they are embedded through his neck and supposedly planted in his spinal column. But when he is turned around, he begins violently thrashing against his restraints.
Do I have permission to speak to Victor?
It would do you no good. This,
Oh no, it would not.
be my guest.
Hello, Victor.
Roll a d20 for me real quick.
19.
That's a 19. You are brought to your knees.
By the way, warden?
There is a command that fills your mind the moment you try to integrate with this human being, and it is leave.
With
And you are expelled.
I'm not speaking any clockwork. This is English.
Right.
Okay.
No, you speak to him and that happens. But you recognize that it is steam. That is the carrier of the message. But it is emanated and it actually reaches your mind in the way that you might communicate with a machine. This is a command that was given to you.
What did you do to Victor?
It is not what we did. He struck a deal with the devil, if it exists. And if it exists, its name is Damien.
I've read about him.
Found him, or he found us. He very much attempted to kill me, but as we found, restrained and attempted to remove the device is this is not Victor anymore. There is a link from him to some place, something, some controlling entity that is possessing his body through these nodes.
Do you know how divine intervention works in D&D, Seth?
What?
Yeah.
Can I make a random D20 roll to see, like a general, see if whatever lies at here has an intimate connection with the universe around us? Like just Harbinger in general.
So you have to roll a 20 for this to work.
What the fuck are you
Yeah.
even asking
Right.
for? I'm
So,
so confused.
I'm
Divine intervention is if you roll a
Well-
natural 20, you get to just ask a question.
Alright.
So
fine,
roll.
Whatever you want. It's a 2.
It's a 2. You don't fucking know shit.
Yeah.
But you see,
I know. Okay, so what are you wondering? Because I might be able to answer it for you. Because I'm putting the pieces together, especially as someone who's been here from the beginning of the campaign. Like,
right?
This
I
is
didn't-
Like
this
out
is-
of character. Start talking.
This
I didn't-
conversation has answered most of the questions I've had.
I didn't roll natural 20.
No,
No.
talk with him.
I know.
dumbass.
Out of character
I don't know
stuff.
that, but I'm not this. I don't know if I want to know answers if I didn't.
I
roll
mean,
them
just
again.
because
No, that was just like, hey, what does this have to do with the universe?
This-
This is like things they have learned.
this has to do with
Oh.
Milo's knowledge. We're talking about Austin's knowledge right now.
Right. So just like out of character.
What
I
do you
don't
want?
necessarily know who Damien is, but Damien.
Damien is the governor.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I guess I forgot.
So what are you wondering about?
So Governor's still talking to Jeremiah. Governor.
No.
No.
No,
No.
not necessarily. I guess.
In what you learned during 6 is that Jeremiah was cut off and all of his assets were seized.
Yes,
Damien?
Yeah.
Who's interesting?
So.
I'm in game right now because
Oh.
I don't have questions.
Okay.
Oh god, I have a question, but I don't know if Candyce would ask it.
You'd ask me just as a DM.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to answer it because it's a question that you would have to ask the character. But I want to ask Priestley, how long fucking Victor was under Damien's control. But you know what, fuck it, that's something that Richard would want to know, and that's why Candyce is here. So like, I guess she'll just, how long has he been under, basically mind control?
My son left the house 6 years ago to establish his domain somewhere else, to spread the name. I haven't heard from him since. I assume this was when he went and struck his deal. I'm just learning of this due to some connections I have forged with the Strauss head.
Hmm.
Ah,
He has informed me of a few things that he has discovered.
So, do you know that I'm here to kill Victor?
I would assume, based
Yes.
on his previous actions, which I was just recently
Only
made aware
reason I'm
of as well.
here, though,
And he so gets to his feet.
Richard has sent me.
Yes, I'm aware of that as well. And he extends his arm, and the warden leads him back to where Victor is strapped to the table. And he takes a moment, and he reaches out, and he just feels his face for a second. Then he lowers his arm. I wanted all of you to be present. Not only to witness, but to bear witness and to warn of the things that come. And he holds a hand out towards the warden, and the warden draws from his belt a knife, a dagger. It is an ornamental type, and he hands it to who you would now rightly assume. This is Onera Priestley.
The husband of the Presley family, capital.
Right.
Yeah.
The time of the old world is coming to an end completely. Men like Damien and his underlings, they seek only the destruction of what is and what has been. They want nothing but power. They are enveloped by greed. They are the sailor. And as the story goes, we must all sever our ties. And he raises the knife. And he buries it into the chest of Victor. And he just remains there for a long time.
Through the diaphragm, up there underneath the chest.
Yes. And you see Victor thrash and desperately move. And then slowly he stops and he grows slack and he falls still. Are you going to kill me, Chimera?
Do you know the story that the Dunish speak of?
That would descend from the heavens and burn the earth, that would scorch the land and free it from evil.
Well, everyone will project their predictions on you. The Dunish, everyone else you've learned to live without eyes. They have a faith just on but what they see. Reactionary faith, all of that. I don't know. You know, I've never seen a ceremonial murder such as this with such great importance. I am simply a creation from the relationship of Damien via Jeremiah.
And he raises his hand towards the warden, and he closes it. So when the warden reaches up and removes their helmet, and they set it down on the table, and they remove their mask. And underneath, they are what you would call a mixture as well. They have a long face that ends in a canine point. And they have, jutting out from the sides of this muzzle, what you would describe as crocodile's teeth. And upward. It's mostly normal. It's more normal than another combination you've seen. But the eyes are each dull, solid white.
Sheriff fucking warned you! Fucking warned you!
It's a warning.
We are all tools of our creation until we become the masters of our craft.
This is the warden that's speaking right now?
No, the warden has not spoken.
Yes, so you telling me you're of the same kin as me and the warden here? Or are you just an observer of our crooked creations and fate? I don't know the word for it.
I am a customer of a master craftsman.
Jeremiah?
He is an old name to this family.
He seems to be the little tour maker running around this world at the moment.
He has created my warden, my eyes, as it were, and he has created you, the tool of destruction. He has created many tools, and these have been taken from him.
You think Jeremiah is this little old woodworker who's found the power he has, he's just having fun making what he can and exploring himself?
I think he is the artist of the Armageddon. I believe he will bring about with his tools and his creations, in the hands of lesser men, they will bring about the end.
Is he a malevolent deity, or is he of one neutrality, bestowing a power upon those who have a moral balance of the balance?
There is an old saying in this family that the smith does not spill a drop of blood, that his steel from his hand does not murder, but that he is the auteur of every death at his hands. Jeremiah Gray has let his creations slip into the hands of a man that would use them to wipe clean the face of what we know still to be the world.
Yeah.
Candyce looks over at Victor.
And you see that he has fallen still. And the eyes have
I try to speak
now
to-
just stare dead.
I try to speak to Victor again.
In English?
Steam.
There is a connection there.
Damien.
I can take a message.
I figured.
And just to clarify real quick, because of how this works, I can hear this too, right?
Right.
Me and Candyce are here, you know who I am.
I am very much aware.
Yeah. You know, you took me in from the Dunish Waste, right? I happen to work for you because I don't know, a new man and a new adventure in a city that seems to be ruled by a moral ambivalence that I seem to be plagued with myself.
The old man said it right. We are all tools of a craft.
Yeah. I always assumed you could, I guess you could hear me and all that.
I hear a lot of things, Milo.
Oh, I guarantee it. But there's a certain point between what you hear and what you can do. And I guess it's up to all of us to see who can do the most.
I eagerly await that next move. And you see the steam, the cylinders wind, and then
I'm gonna take Onera,
Onera, you step in front of him?
push him towards the warden, and kind of kick Victor, like the table that he was brought in or whatever it is, towards away from the group. And some sort of strength check, because Milo thinks this is exploding.
That's a fair assumption, honestly.
Milo think this is like.
No, that's just straight up a D20, man. That's a nat 1.
That's real funny.
You get your...
Warden stabs me.
You step forward, and you move, and you kick it. You push him away, and you kick it. And you hear a click, and then you don't hear anything.
My magic gone?
You don't feel anything. It is dark. You are
I start shutting down, don't I?
unconscious.
Hell yeah.
Around him, what happens is that Milo steps forward and he plants his foot against Victor, and there is an explosion of pressurized air that sends him out the front door.
I tried. I'm visibly trying to take him, bodyguard, check that towards the
Right.
warden, and kick her away.
And the warden in this time drew his blade, and just the appearance of it seemingly split the air around him. So I'm gonna need checks from the rest of you.
Cool.
Damn,
Cool.
this is some anime shit, baby. This is...
Well, I'm gonna fucking try and counter it. Oh, nice, a 5. Cool.
Oh, cool.
And then what is 5?
You go fucking flying. I don't think you would have anything for this.
Do you not have your cards? I thought you had cards for
No,
this.
he does. He just doesn't have a stat for that.
Alright. 5 too. Cool.
Holy shit! So
Five
you
buddies.
both go fucking
We all
flying
eat
out
shit.
after, but you're awake. You each take 1 harm when you hit the ground.
I take 5 unconscious harm or 5 or dead.
Milo, you have
think
taken
4 to
4,
armor.
so you are out cold on the fucking ground. And Candyce, you sort of get up next to Fox, and yeah, you see Milo has just been fucking face planted into the ground, and his mask has shattered.
You good?
Fuck.
Yeah.
So you see.
Candyce is gonna climb over to Milo, like, check to make sure he's not fucking dead.
His nose is broken, whatever that means for a snake. So like the
Like,
face
the
bone.
The cartilage is
I'm like
is like
crushed in and bleeding. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit of a mess. Not choking on a blood,
But
I
you
guess.
see, it wouldn't have been too bad of a fall, but you notice he is his clothes have been perforated by thousands of tiny ball bearings.
ball bearings.
like a small metal BB.
I see.
About the size of so imagine like a small, you know those donut sprinkles, those tiny little things. So there are thousands of tiny holes all over his clothes.
Like Dippin' Dots.
Like smaller
than Dippin' Dots. Damn. All right.
So, and he's now perforated.
Candy's gonna call back. Get me some hot water.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
Spaghetti strainer out of Milo. Just
No. There's the thing here.
Oh, okay, fine. Hold on. No, I got this.
Oh yeah, you're a medic, aren't you?
He pulls out his flask, his canteen, gets a lighter, and he cracks open the lighter, pours a bunch of the fluid on the ground, ignites it, so he starts making a small fire. And
steam starts to rise. She takes that steam and sort of like coagulates it into your bloodstream to sort of like basically cause your wounds to like superheat and of course she's gonna like try and get all the bullets out first, which basically superheat all of the wounds so that you stop bleeding.
You're trying to geyser all the bullets out of me?
No, she's trying to.
She's basically superheating the water in your blood to.
What's it called?
To basically, it's like when you get chopped up with a lightsaber, it superheats it.
Okay,
cauterize. She's cauterizing your wounds.
Oh, I thought she was getting the bullets out. No, like getting the steam to boil.
No, she can just take those out with the steam. She just.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
D6.
She fucking kills him.
That's a slutty 20.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. No. So that happens, and Milo, you reawake, and you are surrounded you are propped up.
How much harm is that?
I'm gonna say he's now at 3 harm.
Fair enough.
Did I have any visions like I have with PK or?
No, you kick Victor and then you wake up.
Okay.
And you are in pain because you a lot of your body is super hot now.
Yeah, so you wake up and the front half of you is covered in thousands of small burns.
Yeah, it's not gonna feel good for a while. Luckily, how I heal you, the scarring is greatly reduced.
Scars are cool.
Reduced. You look like you had chicken pox.
Well, I guess freckles are good, right? And yeah.
Finally gonna turn back and address the other two people. How are they feeling?
You see the old man and the warden just sort of standing there in the doorway.
Yeah, I assumed they were fine, but when you mentioned, a bunch of metal objects.
Oh, you see that the warden has they have exploded it, so there's a bunch of white spots all over his armor as they impacted and shattered.
Yeah. So, warden, could you hear my conversation with Damien?
No.
You do not speak steam?
No.
Onera, did you hear my conversation with Damien?
Yes.
Good.
Well, if you would now, I would take my leave. I have a family to bury. And he turns just back into the house.
Sorry for Manar.
And you see the warden in the doorway just closing the doors.
Well, I guess.
Candyce just kind of idly. I wonder if Victor actually wanted to kill Manar or if Damien did.
There was a reason why Victor didn't strangle his mother in his home. Victor didn't, at least.
I mean, that would have left a pretty obvious trail.
Absolutely.
Whatever, above my pay grade.
Well,
I
seems to be below mine. Let's
suck your own dick, why don't you? All right.
I wish it was like that, but yeah.
Let's not overstay our welcome. Let's get going.
You smoke?
Oh,
you see Fox has lit up and is just already going for it.
Is that whatever drugs? Is that worm root? Is that this? I start just labeling whatever the fuck. Is that just smoke?
It's a cigarette, man. What the fuck you want?
I don't know. I've seen cigarettes that got weird shit packed
in
just to smuggle across
Milo
borders.
do drugs?
Milo's done drugs. I
think wasn't he doing drugs when we met him?
Milo was on some not worm root, but it was on kind of like the concept of nicotine. How kind of
it takes you and kind of chills you, or not like, but just a drug that kind of chills you a little bit, warms you, makes you a little cold. But that's what the long blue cerulean sticks and the white one was.
He takes a cigarette, throws it at you, and walks over to his
I'll take it and warm it up through your hands and.
Here, take this and detox for a second, you fucking wacko.
It's been a while since I can't seem to get addicted, so.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, I would smoke, but my lungs are already perforated. I'm basically on death's door. I don't need to do this to myself.
Oh yeah. Hey, well, you see with my wounds, I figured if I inhaled enough smoke, maybe I could just become choo-choo.
How'd that happen? Was that a hairball?
No, I think.
Well, I mean, you eat that for long enough, you get a hairball.
Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, alright, cool.
What is
cool.
what is going on? Oh, he's leaving. What? What? Perforated in the throat? What's going on?
She eats cats.
You eat cats.
He starts to take off.
Foxes enjoy it. Fox is enjoyable. I'm never gonna get over that.
At least I don't eat sand.
I heard that.
I know.
Sweet. Well, I guess I'm going to try to find Jeremiah. Or Damien. Hell, I don't know.
And there's you see up the path that you took with the chariots, you just see a guy with like a bag and this big, like almost goofy, this bright blue hat with the golden emblem. It's a courier.
Okay.
So basically a mailman just sprinting up that drive.
Hello, Kenny Austin. No, I'm kidding.
It's not.
What? You want it? Hold on.
Well, okay, here's the thing. He's a cop, right?
Oh, he's a cop now, isn't he? Yeah, no.
That would be hilarious, though.
No,
The police are here. What's happening?
You see him sprint up, and he gets to the end of
Someone call 911.
Let me say. Woo! Oh boy. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I have such a long driveway. Woo! Boy.
You want to smoke, man?
He digs around his bag.
Oh, wait, you're kind of
Courier service. Delivery. He takes out a package. I got. Is anyone here? Number 1. What does number 1 mean?
I swear to God, if it's another bomb, I'm gonna.
What? What? What are you?
Throw me the box.
Is this a bomb?
Throw me the box. Throw me the box.
Give me the box. Does it to
Cut
you.
the box. Oh, thanks for the gift, man. I appreciate it. No,
And he turns around and starts running.
It's not a bomb. Come here. Sit down. Chill out.
Not again! Not again!
It's fun. Well,
It's a package. It's wrapped with.
I'm looking for Jeremiah's signature.
What you see is it is a package, and you can hear it.
What do I hear?
You hear
I'm
steam.
going to stand back.
You hear steam from the inside.
I'm at 3 harm. I know I'm a little hurt right now. I'll try to see.
But like it is transmitting. Like it's transmitting a hey, I'm here.
Long distance here?
No, it's like a. This is what's used for
snail
like,
mail. Open your messages, please.
It's used for like phone poles. They will.
Bro, it's a relay.
They will stick something on there to say, all right, here's a thing. Yeah, so it's a relay. Yeah.
So basically, it's like a big ass phone call.
Is it
Right.
Is it encrypted?
You have to open it. But like
Well, no,
this
it's
is
big.
a
It's
hey,
in the box.
it's here.
Hello, I see you.
You.
Steam.
It's muffled. You can't.
There's a signal from inside this box.
Let's open it up.
And you do, and it is. You get blown up for the second time today. Fox is the only survivor. But so you open it up. It is a small rectangular prism. It's a square with a glass surface and a disc inside.
It's a dildo.
You would
Sorry, no
recognize.
kidding.
You would recognize this as the same.
It's a package.
As the same contraption that you retrieved from the theater. It is a really old-fashioned audio recording device and playback. And
Was it sent by God or something? What the fuck?
do you play it?
Yeah? Oh, they sent me a... Oh, is this a ringtone?
That sound awakens a very deep memory for you
I just get avatared right here?
of a wooden room in a high tower in Griot. This is a sound you heard during your childhood.
Bro, we're making mystery sax canon?
And you hear this, and after that, you hear a voice. It's been some time, but I think it's now time for us to
Hello?
reconvene.
Jeremiah?
You know
Oh, this is
where to find me.
That's not a phone call.
And it stops.
So,
And
I know where to find you. I don't want to put in 5 minutes of brain power. I'm going to start walking toward
I
fine.
want to fucking flip the thing over.
Yeah, no, I'll just... I'll just look at it all around it, examine.
Yeah, no, you flip it over, and it's a giant golden circle.
I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with this fucking Bob thing.
I will say...
It happened last time.
Yeah.
No, but on the back, there's a big golden circle, and there is basically just taped to it is a pass for one night at the Twin Suns.
Again. And Milo's looking at this, and it's like it's a brief little from his like whatever how many hours with Puddles and Sierra has withdrawn a little bit of their personality, whatever it is their existence. Like, not more drama. Fine.
See, now you get it. Now you get it.
It is. No, it's, yeah, we're in. Candyce, what did fuck? Oh, Fox just fucking left, didn't he?
You see in the distance him going, oh, just single middle finger raised high above his head.
I don't know him. Did he just leave you?
I mean, not actually.
Is
We're
he
going
going back
to
to-
the same spot.
Oh, are we traveling to Beirut? Or Victor's dead, right? Y'all,
Yeah, I mean,
Technically, job's
yeah, I
done.
mean, I'm
y'all
done.
are free to go.
Yeah.
I
Addy.
yes.
Well, it's been fun. I'm glad you didn't explode or anything.
Where are you going back to Victor?
No, go back to Richard. He's my boss.
Not Victor. Richard. My bad. I'm fucked up.
Fair. That was just kind of awful. Like I always think I'm used to this creepy rich guy, sort of like.
Victor killed the only benevolent father figure I ever had, and now all of a sudden he was a creepy robot.
Yeah, no. I have no
And
doubt in my mind that he absolutely deserved to die. But tying someone down and shooting them point blank, unsedated, that's fucked up. Like who kills someone like that?
So yeah, you get on the
you hop in
chariot
the
and
car.
just buzz past.
I'm
Yeah.
staying here.
I mean, she's gonna say bye to Milo. Like, all right,
Yeah, well,
been fun.
One voyage.
Hopefully, and I say this with utmost respect, if you're lucky and I'm lucky, we'll never have to see each other again, because that means you'll never have to see Richard again.
I don't know. That's just fun to fuck with. Oh, but yeah, adios.
Yeah, no,
I don't know,
and,
as someone-
and if
as
lucky
someone-
for you,
As someone who spends every waking hour of my day around him, no, I disagree strongly. But take care of yourself.
I'll try to, for sure.